How's it going, everybody? This is a cooking channel with Mr. ChitoSex Triple X. Anyways, we're just here bumping uglies, food for thought and everything, you know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some oats with fruity pebbles, the Dino Bites, some condensed milk, some La Lechera, some fruits. You could throw in any type of fruits you like. But we're gonna get into this little story, right? So I was over there. I was just doing my shit, you know, being real slick the way I always am. So look at this chick. Oh, she's looking fine. Fucking fine, just. Oh. And so we're over there doing our thing, you know, just talking, just relaxing, watching a little bit of Netflix and chill. So I start romancing her, right? Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. I start romancing her and everything. I come up to her like that and I start whispering in her ear. I was like, damn, baby. Looking at you, you just work up my appetite. And she just, really? I was like, let me make you something good to eat. And so she's just sitting there, chilling, relaxing. I start whipping up some stuff. I get my cigarette lit. And so we're doing our thing. Hey, 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 dance, dance, dance. And so we're dancing and everything, right? While I'm smoking my cigarette. And while we're dancing, she does some Q stuff, and I'm not talking Queens. She's like, oh my gosh, and we're having a good time, and she's like, oh yeah, and then I hear, oh. So we're dancing, we're doing our thing, you know, she's like, oh yeah, and I hear, kind of back up. So I'm like, all right. So I start dancing again. I'm all dancing and shit, just stirring things up, and I hear. So I was like, man, fuck this. And she's like, did you just fart? I was like, I don't think you just heard what you were doing right now. So I get up for a second, right? Grab my pen and my paper. And I start writing down. Note to self. Give this girl detention for about 2 weeks. And then I put recommendations. Maybe those little leg workouts, you know. Let me give you a demonstration. So, you know those leg workouts where you're just like, just kind of squeezing your legs in, or the ones where you have to squeeze it in. So I write that recommendation down. Then I pull out the paper. I put about a $23 fine on there. Put it away to the side and I wait. So then I start thinking to myself, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I continue on. And so we're doing this stuff. And in my head, I'm still going, and at this point I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe the force or the velocity is causing pressure where there's a slight crease in the folds. So when I'm going, air has to escape somewhere, right? So I'm like, fuck, I don't fit this fucking glove. So I'm like, shit. So I start slowing down my pumps. Because my dance moves are all off and shit. So I'm like moving around my hips. And she's just like, I'm like, hey, take it easy. It's a slow song now. Can't you hear it? Some Temptations. So she's like, oh. And she starts moving a little bit slower. So I'm like, there we go. There we go. I was like, hey, not bad. It's working out. And then I start thinking to myself, instead of being a dick and telling her that she should work out those vaginal lips, well, her thighs, I mean, I start to think to myself, what is another way to tighten the grip without being a dick? So I start thinking to myself, as a sex therapist, or, well, I'm not an English teacher, but a sex education teacher. So as a sex education teacher, I start thinking to myself, what can I do? And then it hits me. I said, babe, should I? What? I want you to lay down, and I want you to see something real quick. And so she's like, okay. So she lays down. Then I'm just like, look here. She's like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? And as I'm there examining everything that's going on, I see just exactly what I was looking for. It starts going like this. I was like, Stop for a second, and I write down on a piece of paper. Note to self. Eating fruits causes the heart to squeeze in a very dramatic way. Eat fruits at least 2-3 times a day to keep other doctors away. Note to self, I owe myself $23 plus a $5 dick tax. So I grab hers and I crumble it up and I throw it away. And then she looks at me and she says, oh my God, that was amazing. So I grab this paper and I just crumble it up and throw it. And I tell her, would you like to pay cash or check? And she's like, excuse me? These classes ain't free and they ain't cheap. They're sweets.